What is good, guys? Welcome back to episode 6 of The Naturals. Before we get into this episode, I just want to say that I think this might be the last episode that I do, just based off the interest levels that I've been getting on it. I really haven't seen any interest in this series. It just must be boring to you guys, which is totally fine. I just wanted to provide a way so that you guys don't have to buy coins or buy FIFA points to do well in Ultimate Team, and kind of show you how I was able to do it over the past few FIFAs and end up winning Division 1, but it's fine, no worries. Unless we end up smashing the like button or getting the views up all of a sudden, then I think I'm going to end this series. But jumping into this episode, as you can see, I'm kind of looking for a left winger or right winger, because for my style of play, that's the most dangerous position, and that's just based off the stats. I mean, I looked at them last episode, and I think that's just where I'm the most dangerous in those one-on-one situations and cutting in and then getting the shot off. But anyways, taking a look at our team right now, we're just making sure that everyone's on full chem. I'm adding in Boney that I just purchased because I needed a second striker. So we're going to get on with the game. His team, I mean, it was alright. It was a League NOS team, and he had like high-rated players, but I wasn't too concerned just because there's no real big threats in the League NOS, or the Portuguese League, whatever you want to call it. But he was pumping off corners at the beginning, and this is like his third corner in a row, and he was finally able to execute one. So he put it in that area that I talked about in the corners episode. But I come back and I'm able to get lucky. It just lands to my player, I think it's Dembele, and he's able to slot it home. So I was pumped about that. And that's how the game finished. As you can see, I still have the coin boost working for me. But that puts me on 1 point in the division so far. So, I mean, not the worst possible start, but not the best possible start as well. I guess actually Martial got that goal. And as you guys can see, I'm also starting to use my loan players because, I mean, I might as well. It's just like the time where I need to build up my team as good as I possibly can. And we're still on that level 3 basis. And I'd say Martial is probably a level 4 player, but that's what I need to be shooting for in order to win games and earn more coins. I need to use the best possible players. So if I was able to eventually buy Martial, which is the goal, then that'd be awesome, and I'd want to use his loan player before that just to make sure I like him for one, and also so that I don't use unnecessary contracts. But as you guys can see, I just bought a few contracts, so I had to apply those before we got into the next game of the episode. So this guy's team, Serie A, he's got Dybala, Higuain, Pjanic. So Gigi Buffon, I mean, he had a pretty good Serie A team. I think that was Bonucci or Chiellini in net. But again, I tried to get cute at the back with it, and then, yeah, that happened. So, I mean, I paid for it. Paid for it right away. It's alright, but I catch him on the break. I think he had just gotten a corner, so I was off. And off with a nice counterattack, and then who is it yet again but Dembele? I mean, that was a nice little dink over the keeper. To do that, I mean, that takes class. We've seen Messi do that in real life, and I'm sure a ton of other players do that in real life too, but that's a touch of Zidane right there. That's the bottom line. But anyways, we're going to crack on with the next game. Nothing to really show you guys that I did importantly in between the games, but as you guys can see, he's got one to watch Sane, which is a cool addition to the Ultimate Team this year, but he also has a pretty strong BPL team. I'd call this a level 3.5 to 4. I mean, it was strong, but I'm able to isolate Martial on the back post one-on-one, and I ended up scoring off that, and that's what ended up giving me the win. So I was excited about that. Playing BPL teams is kind of nice because you get to see what players are good, and you kind of get to scout them, in other words. So I got to see Xhaka play and Ramsey and players like that who I might end up purchasing eventually. But right off the bat, after this game, I realized I kind of need another center mid. So I'm looking, I really want a fast midfielder, but it just didn't seem like there was too many. I mean, Coutinho, like, he costs a lot. I see Dele Alli, he's looking pretty good. So I'm just kind of scouting out, just seeing what I need to do, and then I kind of update my team just like I normally do, making sure everyone's on full fitness levels, keeping those contracts from being used uh, just making sure my team's as strong as I possibly can, keeping that chemistry up. So yeah. So game 3 of this episode, getting into it right away. He's got a La Liga team. He's got some decent players like Isco. I mean, I was impressed by this team. Carvajal, he's good. So he's got a good team. I'm able to slot it through to Delph, and he puts it away. I mean, Fabian Delph has made some great runs through the midfield for me. And then, right, he answers quickly. I'm able to come back with a corner, get lucky again. I mean, you just got to put it in the danger area for the corners. And puts that away. I think that was the dying numbers of the game again. So we win one late. But get a nice coin boost again, and that puts it on 8 points in the division. I'm trying to sell Dempsey right now because at this point in Ultimate Team, there was that whole thing where if you built every single squad in the MLS, then you got a really special Giovinco card. So if you guys look at those things and look at what people are trying to buy, you could probably sell your players, like those specific players that they need for those squad building challenges, for more than you'd normally be able to. But anyways, I'm going after Dele Alli right here. So I kind of make a clinical mistake, and this is something that this is just being a bonehead and just being like, oh, I can afford Dele Alli. Yeah, I should get him. No, that was dumb by me. So I actually have him in my club already as a loan player, and I have him for like 15 games. So that could have got us probably through around 2 divisions, possibly 3 if we just kept sweeping them. But I mean, I should have tested him out, see how much I liked him. Yeah, see, that's where I realized, oh man, I have him. But I should have tested him out, kind of like what I'm doing with Martial. And I mean, if it didn't work out, then it didn't work out with him, and I can always buy him. But if it did, I could always buy him afterwards. So that's where I'm at with Dele Alli. I mean, he is obviously an improvement to our squad, but make sure, guys, that you're just not making stupid mistakes like I just did, basically. So fourth game of this episode, he's going with the 5-2-2-1, which is first time I played someone 5 at the back. He's got an all-French team. Looks pretty good. I mean, not too many danger men. He's missing like the main French people, so I wasn't too concerned. But yeah, yet again another corner that just ends up falling to one of my buddies. I think that's Sane this time, and he puts it away. And then coming in, we have who is that? That looks like either Delph, Balassi, or Martial. It must have been Martial because he's playing this game. So yet again, one of my wingers scores, and then Sane puts it away. His second of the game. He's another winger who scores. And then I make this clinical error, man. I just think I'm too good or something at playing out of the back because I'm not. It's just, I mean, that's the second goal of this episode that I gave up. That was just dumb. But there, as you can see, one of my wingers scores again. So, I mean, and then Oscar with the nice chip. But I need to have the best wingers I possibly can because that is just the major danger men for me. I just love running at people and just doing skill moves on the outside, and I don't know, it's just probably the most fun part about FIFA for me. But anyways, if you guys play like that, get good wingers that have pace and have at least 4-star skills, and you'll be doing well. But as you guys can tell, we're into our 5th game of the episode, and we're going up against a Bundesliga team. I'd say this is kind of a level 2 squad, and he goes ahead early. This is something that I realized. I was just going down way too early in this episode. In the games, I would just kind of be lazy at the beginning and just give up stupid goals. But another corner goal for me, and then that's just getting lucky. Let's be honest about it. But Dembele does so many players, and then with the 5-star weak foot, he's able to finesse that home. So knowing your players is key. Like, honestly, if he had 4-star weak foot, I don't know if I would have tried that. That would have been a risky thing to do. But 89th minute, and he goes and catches me on the counterattack after a corner. I wasn't too worried, and obviously I won, so it all turned out okay. But 1,500 coins, and that meant I was promoted automatically. I'm just looking for the title now at this point. So to win the title, I just needed a win, and I wanted to make sure all my buddies were fresh, and we were putting them in the best position to win. So we go with the 4-3-3 fourth variation and putting Oscar up top at the cam. But as you guys can tell, he again has Higuain, Aguero, Banega. He's got who's that? De Bruyne. Like his team was stacked. He had Nangolan who just runs through my team right here and scores. I was a little worried, and then Aguero goes through my team and scores. I was just a little stunned, but I'm able to pull something back pretty like right before halftime. Yet again, my winger scores, so I was happy about that. But then Aguero does me up, and it's 3-1. I was basically just playing catch up this entire game. Like his buddy's down, but Martial was able to pound one in. So I thought I had a chance in this game as soon as that happened. But then again, like just instantly goes and does that. Like that's a great move. I did not expect that. But then I come back and show some life again. So I don't know. It wasn't over until it was over, but in the end, he was able to get a couple more goals in like the 80th minute and on to really put it out of reach for me, which was disappointing. But the class of his players really showed. But it was fine because I still have 3 games remaining just to get 1 win, so I wasn't too worried. So I just made the subs for my team that I'd won the game before with, and we were going to move on. And short memory, that's all that matters. We're just still looking for that title with 1 more win. So this guy's team, it was decent. I mean, as you can tell, it's a BPL team. It's pretty sweaty. He's got Rashford up front, who seemed to be good. I was kind of scouting him in this game. He had Butland in net, who's someone I might want to purchase, but I already have Valdez, so yeah, it's kind of pointless. But you guys can tell, like he went up again early. I mean, he scored right away, but Giroud pulls something out of his locker. And then in the dying embers of the game, the 83rd minute, I'm able to score again off the corner. I mean, you guys have seen how many times we scored off corners in this episode, and it's kind of ridiculous. But there's that fat coin boost from the winning the title, so that was massive. And that I was feeling pretty good. Knew I had to get a few contracts, which is honestly a big pain because you have to go to like the 10th page to even be able to buy a contract. So finally, I'm able to get a few of those. Do that, get that out of the way, making sure all my players are up to date. I know I talked about earlier buying contracts that are the largest ones just because you kind of save coins, but I would only buy like 2 or 3 of those and put them on players that you absolutely know that you're going to have at the end. And so buy the smaller contracts is probably the way to go. But anyways, I'm just checking out my loan players, seeing how many games I have with them to kind of project where I need to be at with coins to be able to buy other players. But anyways, guys, this is where I'm going to end this episode. Again, smash the like button if you guys want more of this. If not, I'm just going to move on to different content involving FIFA and soccer overall. But thanks, guys, for watching. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting. Subscribe if you're new. Again, hit that like button. Please do that. But besides that, I will catch you guys next time.